You're watching TCTV News, your only source for news and entertainment on campus.
Good evening and welcome to another edition of TCTV News. I'm Colin Vitale.
And I'm Liz Carlson. The U.S. Coast Guard recently faced hurricane-like winds while trying to rescue a father and his son. The two were left stranded out at sea after a terrible windstorm ripped through their boat's sails. The pair was transported to an air station in Cape Cod for medical examination. No injuries were found. The Erickson family was in for a bone-chilling surprise after coming home from visiting their grandparents. After a massive blizzard struck Portsmouth, New Hampshire, the snow was heavy enough to cause serious damage to the roof of their house. Within the last month, Portsmouth has received a total of 55 inches of snow. When the Ericksons arrived back at their apartment complex, they were given only 10 minutes to pack up everything and relocate to a nearby hotel. The Red Cross is currently providing assistance to them and others affected by this winter's seemingly endless snow and freezing temperatures.
With more than a year until the next presidential election, the race is still wide open. However, there are two candidates within the Republican running that have separated themselves from the rest of the pack, Jeb Bush and Paul Walker. It's no surprise to many that Hillary Clinton is leading the Democratic race. But there is still a lot of time for these polls to change. As the election season grows near, we will see more candidates throwing their hats in the ring. On Valentine's Day, people made their way to the movies, but little did they know they were in store for more than just the newest flick. Couple Brian and Jessica Merkley sat in the theater to watch the new 50 Shades of Grey movie when a mob of teenagers invaded their romantic night. Authorities managed to take the chaos outside, but the problems continued. 800 kids, some with guns, began to cause a riot. At the end of the incident, only 2 were arrested and no injuries were reported.
Sunday evening, President Obama announced a plan to regulate the usage of small commercial drones. This plan will be enacted in an attempt to get ahead of safety, privacy, and economic issues as drones continue to rise in popularity here in the United States. The president has given federal agencies 90 days to draft the drone guidelines. The proposal includes safety restrictions such as keeping the drones in sight of the operators at all times and no nighttime flights. The final list of rules could take as long as 2 to 3 years to be completed. When you think of Star Trek, science fiction usually comes to mind. Recently, a Belgian entrepreneur by the name of Walter de Brouwer made one television fantasy a reality. A similar device to the tricorder that could be found in a medical sick bay of the ship has been recreated and is called the Scanadu Scout. This particular device scans your forehead in a matter of seconds and records heart rate, temperature, blood pressure, and oxygen levels. It even provides a complete EKG reading. In a recent interview with CNN, Brouwer noted, "Star Trek was more than just a movie. It was a business plan. With this device, people will no longer ask if there's a doctor while on a plane. They'll ask if there's a Scanadu Scout tricorder."
General Motors confirmed Thursday that it will launch production of the Chevy Bolt electric vehicle. The Bolt will travel around 200 miles per charge, which is double the performance of most battery electric cars on the market today. This electric car is said to cost around $30,000 once it becomes available for the public. Despite the drop in gas prices, General Motors noted that consumers are still buying electric and hybrid cars. General Motors is currently in competition with Silicon Valley's Tesla Motors for producing the best electric cars. Tesla, however, has postponed their release of their next car for about 2 years, putting Chevy at the forefront of technological advances. Princeton University announces that it has received the largest donation in the history of its existence. The institution has acquired rare books and manuscripts valued at nearly $300 million. This particular gift was left by 1936 alum William Scheid, who passed away last November at the age of 100. Princeton President Christopher Eisgruber calls it, quote, "one of the greatest collections of rare books and manuscripts in the world today." Among the 2,500 volume collection are the first 6 printed editions of the Bible, an original printing of the Declaration of Independence, and Beethoven's autographed music sketchbook.
Judith Gaughan was under the care of Dr. Rashmi Patel during a procedure where she was to have 20 teeth pulled as well as several implants put in. Gaughan was fine for the first half of the procedure until she started having trouble breathing and her oxygen levels went very low. Dr. Patel did nothing when this occurred, which led to Gaughan's death. 1 year later, Dr. Patel finally turned himself in for the incident. He believed he did nothing wrong and that he was just doing his job. He was charged with the misdemeanor count of criminally negligent homicide and a felony count of tampering with evidence. He posted bail for $25,000 and had his license suspended. He was also banned from performing conscious sedations ever again. A couple in Glendale, Oregon, were arrested Tuesday for the murder of their 7-week-old son, who was starved to death. The parents, who were previously involved in online pornography, were accused of killing their son through neglect and malnutrition. Stephen Michael Williams, who is 26, and Amanda Marie Haddock, who is 21, had another son who was 2 years old. He was taken into protective custody after they were arrested at their home. An ambulance was called to their home for an unresponsive child who had stopped breathing. After the medical examiner determined that the child had died of starvation, the couple was immediately arrested. Over the past 4 weeks, the winter storms have brought tons of snow to countless areas around the country, especially in Cambridge, Massachusetts, where a man was buried after having snow fall on him. The man as well as 4 others were walking along a path when the snow came from an ice rink, came crashing down, completely covering the man. This incident was said to be a complete accident, and that these people were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Ice rink employees worked to free the man until firefighters came and got him completely out. No one was seriously injured in the accident.
Now let's head over to Ronell for our weekly weather preview.
Oh my goodness, let me tell you guys something for a second. This weather right now is unbelievable. I am freezing cold out here, but no worries. We're going to look at it warming up a little bit. Right now, we're going to be in the single digits, about 5 to 6 degrees, but it's going to drop even more worse than that when we have our wind chill coming in. It looks like some areas are going to drop to -10 or down even to the -20s, but I have good news for you guys. Later on this weekend, we're jumping all the way up into the 40s. I will give you more of that later on in the newscast.
Thanks, Ronell. Now stay tuned for entertainment with Taylor Squared after the break. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to another edition of Entertainment News. I'm Taylor Runser.
And I'm Ronell Hunt. This past weekend, the film 50 Shades of Grey premiered in theaters all across the country. The R-rated drama earned an estimated $81.7 million over Valentine's Day weekend. The movie debuted over 3,000 theaters during its first 3 days. The racing film, based off the popular book written by E.L. James, set weekend records for highest grossing film. The movie became the second highest February debut ever, only behind the 2004 film Passion of the Christ. The chart-topping film cost a modest $40 million to produce and is estimated to earn over $90 million over the 4-day holiday weekend. This past Friday, famous rapper Drake released a brand new album according to the popular music streaming service Spotify. The album broke the record for most streams from an album in its debut week. The rapper's new album, If You're Reading This, It's Too Late, was streamed more than 17.3 million times in a 3-day span. It also set a record for most streams in a single day in the United States with 6.8 million streams. Drake's 2013 album, Nothing Was the Same, previously held the record for most streams in a debut week with 15.8 million. Billboard predicts the album will sell about 500,000 units in its first week.
This past Sunday, NBC aired the 40th anniversary episode of the popular late-night show Saturday Night Live. The 3.5-hour special was packed full of celebrities from all walks of pop culture life. Viewers saw many stars return to the show, such as Eddie Murphy, Chevy Chase, and Steve Martin. The return of over 80 legendary actors, comedians, and athletes was watched by over 23 million people. According to the Nielsen Ratings Company, the Anniversary Bash was NBC's most watched primetime entertainment special since May of 2004, when the network aired the season finale of Friends. Lone survivor actor Emil Hirsch was charged Thursday with assault after police said he put a studio executive in a chokehold and dragged her across a nightclub table. The actor was in Park City, Utah for the Sundance Film Festival and will be charged with third-degree felony aggravated assault. The charge is punishable by up to 5 years in prison and a $5,000 fine. He is also facing a misdemeanor count of intoxication and is scheduled to appear in court on March 16th of this year.
Actor John Travolta will star in a new independent film that will be shot in Ohio. Travolta will be playing a man seeking justice for a group of corrupt police officers when they can't catch his wife's killer. Filming will begin in March in Columbus, Ohio. The film will be one of the biggest movie projects in the city has recently seen, carrying a $10 million budget. Fans of the hit video game series Assassin's Creed will be happy to hear that developer Ubisoft has announced its production on the Assassin's Creed movie. The movie actually has begun. They have also announced the release date will be December 21st, 2016, and will star the likes of Michael Fassbender and Marion Cotillard. Ubisoft will co-publish the movie with New Recency Pictures.
One of the most popular festivals in America, the Firefly Music Festival, has just announced its 2015 lineup. The packed lineup includes artists of all genres, including Kings of Leon, Foster the People, Hozier, Cage the Elephant, Citizen Cope, and Gary Clark Jr. The lineup also features hip-hop acts such as Snoop Dogg, Kid Cudi, and Logic, as well as reggae acts Sublime with Rome and the Dirty Heads. There is also a surprise in store for concertgoers, as the festival website features the lineup with a blurred-out headliner. Many may just have to purchase a ticket to find out who it is. No ticket sale date has been released as of yet. Lady Gaga's fans received some news to go gaga over this past weekend. The singer posted a picture on Instagram featuring a rather extravagant heart-shaped engagement ring with a caption reading, "He gave me a heart on Valentine's Day and I said yes." Taylor Kinney, known for his role in Chicago Fire and Zero Dark 30, proposed to his now fiancée on Valentine's Day. Following Gaga's acceptance, the couple celebrated at Joann Trattoria in the Upper West Side of Manhattan. The couple was later seen leaving the restaurant with Gaga grinning ear to ear. All the best wishes to the happy couple. That's all the time we have for today. Stay tuned for Sports with Paul coming up next.
Good evening, Tomcats, and welcome to TCTV Sports. I'm Paul Connolly. Here's what you missed. Indiana Pacer Paul George announced that he intends on returning to the hardwood by mid-March. George suffered a severe injury due to his lower leg snapping in half after trying to block a shot during the USA Blue and White game last summer, but that didn't stop him from making a speedy recovery. George wanted to play this season, but ideally wants to play his first game back by mid-March. George says he plans on coming back a better player than he was before he got hurt. George was in a wheelchair for a good amount of time and says his ball handling skills have improved since all he's been able to do is shoot and dribble. Sports icons Peyton Manning and Derek Jeter appeared on the 40th anniversary of SNL this past Sunday to introduce a montage of athlete guest spots on the show. The two icons were cracking jokes about their own lives during Steve Martin's opening of SNL, while Manning joked about knowing he must have made an accomplishment of some sort for having been asked to come to SNL and humiliate himself. In the name of entertainment, Manning was encouraged to actually hit an 8-year-old in the face with a football for the show during the classic United Way spoof, while Jeter, on the other hand, claimed that his episode is universally considered the best one ever hosted by an athlete, to which Manning rejected. Usain Bolt is planning to retire in 2017 and on a winning note. The fastest man alive, Bolt is planning on ending his career with one individual race at the 2017 World Championships. Bolt was supposed to open his season this year with a 400-meter race, but that isn't happening anymore. Bolt is now focused on the championship in Beijing this coming August, looking to have 3 straight triple gold medals at the Olympics. 13 straight three-pointers led Stephen Curry on his way to winning the All-Star three-point contest this past Saturday. This was Curry's 4th time in this contest, and he finally brought home the win. Curry was up against some competitive shooters, including Kyrie Irving, who came in close behind. Irving started to look tired once the second round started, which put Curry's teammate Klay Thompson behind Curry, but he couldn't best his other Splash brother. Curry said he wrote the name Dia Shadi Barakat on his shoes to remember one of the victims of the shootings in North Carolina, the state where his alma mater Davidson is located. Is the dunk contest finally back? Well, fans say we're not quite there yet, but we're on the right track. After witnessing the 2015 All-Star Dunk Contest on Saturday, Minnesota rookie Zach LaVine started out with a bang and finished even bigger. The former UCLA guard thrilled the crowd with some pretty impressive jams, including his first dunk, an homage to the movie Space Jam. LaVine said he started learning trick shots in high school and has been practicing them ever since. LaVine definitely put a jolt through the crowd on Saturday during the dunk contest and got everyone out of their seats, taking home the crown. Many Teal athletes made an improvement in their individual events at the Jim Wuske Invitational on February 7th. A new school record for track and field was set by R.J. Malson with a shot put throw of 47 feet and 8 inches. Previous record was Andy Aspisa's record of 46 feet, 11 and a half inches from 1999. While this was happening, Nick Jones took the gold home with a high jump of 6 feet, 8 inches, and Jamie Montalvo, Christian McElhaney, John Clark, and Ryan Thomas took third place in the distance medley relay. Morgan Berg, Alex Hall, Anna Bazowski, and Jessica Covine placed 8th in the 4x200 meter relay. In the 60 meter hurdles, Berg finished 3rd, while Hall placed 14th in the same event. Hall has also placed 6th in the 400 meter run. Teal College wrestlers are victorious in winning the President's Athletic Conference for the 21st time. At Washington and Jefferson College, 4 Teal competitors were honored with individual titles. Jordan Powell was named the most outstanding wrestler after he defeated his opponent 4-0 in the first round. Nick Sutton conquered in his match 13-4 over Waynesburg, while Marco Crivelli pinned his competition in the first round before winning 8-4 for the individual championship. Senior Gerald Russo also won 2-0 over Waynesburg. Teal finished first with 106.5 points, while the hosting Presidents finished in second place with 93.5 points. Tomcat coach Craig Thurber was named the Pack Coach of the Year. Double amputee Blake Leeper participated in the NBA All-Star Celebrity Game Friday evening in New York City. Leeper had 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, and a three-pointer after 14 minutes on the court. When he was 4 years old, Leeper had surgery that left him without both of his legs. Leeper said the only time he used a wheelchair was throughout recovery following surgery. In high school, Leeper played varsity basketball, and it still remains to be his favorite sport. Leeper never let his prosthetics get in the way of participating in running events, and the 2012 Paralympic Games in London, Leeper won silver in the 400 and bronze in the 200. That's all we got for sports. When we come back, we got Ronell with the weather. Stay tuned.
Thank you guys for keeping it locked with the weather. My name is Ronell Hunt. Let's see what's going on around our country and particularly right outside of our window. Now we see if we come over to that western area, this whole entire side right here, Seattle, you're going to be at about 49 right now. Las Vegas about 64, Phoenix 73. They're actually doing pretty good right now. Compared to, on the other hand, I know those around the Pittsburgh area, around that New York area, we're not going to be doing too good right now. Chicago, we're 2 degrees, Youngstown 2 degrees, New York 22 degrees, a little bit higher than what we are right now, but it's okay because we're going to take a focus right what's going on right into our northern temps. All right, we look right into our northern temps. Newcastle, in that particular area, my hometown right there, 3 degrees. Everyone right now is in single digits. Franklin, we're going to be in some single digits as well as Butler. Cleary in some single digits. And even in Indiana, we're going to be at about 5 degrees. You're going to see right now our northern temps are going to be roughly about the highest of 6 degrees or so. We're going to see what's going on right now within our current temperatures as we see that Beaver Falls, 5 degrees. Everyone around this area, if you see, you're going to be averaging around in between 5 to 7 degrees, give or take. It might be a little bit high, it might be a little bit chilly, but it all depends on how that wind chill is going to feel. Just like we're looking at it right now, 5 degrees and all of that, but during our wind chill, we're actually going to drop down. Beaver Falls, you're actually dropping down to 10 degrees. Pittsburgh, drop it down to 12 degrees. Washington, and so on and so forth, going to be dropping down to the lowest of -8 degrees, with some kind of making it a little bit more calm, making it -14 degrees. All right, over right into our daily planner. Keep you guys locked and making sure you guys are properly dressed for today's attire. Make sure if you have any shopping to do, bundle up. Going to school, picking up the kids. If you did not have a 2-hour delay, we want you to bundle up as well because 4 p.m. we're going to be having about 5 degrees right now, but it's going to get a little bit colder as you see at 0 degrees going into 8 p.m. and then a little bit later on tonight, yes, we are dropping all the way down to -2. It's going to be getting a little bit chilly. Make sure you get your shopping, any errands out of the way just so you guys are in for the night. Make sure you bundle up, watch a couple movies with the family, get yourselves all nice and comfortable. Let's see what's going on right now into our 5-day forecast as we take a look right there. Thursday, it's going to be about a 40% chance of precipitation, 7 degrees. We can bank that that's going to be either snow or freezing rain by any chance, going to -7 degrees as the lowest. Moving right on into the weekend, Friday and Saturday, 8 degrees on Friday, moving all the way up. Remember I talked, we're going to get close to those 40 degrees, 35 degrees, moving heating up to 39 degrees, just 1 degree below 40 with some rain, maybe some snow, a little bit of sleet coming on that Sunday. Make sure you guys have an umbrella and your snow coat and everything like that. Moving right on into the beginning of next week, a partly cloudy Monday morning. It's still going to be higher than what it is right now. 22 degrees as your high and 7 degrees as your low. That is all for the TCTV News weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Ronell. There's good news for all you Dr. Seuss fans out there. A new book was recently released titled What Pet Should I Get? More than 20 years after the death of Dr. Seuss, publishers discovered a manuscript written before the author passed away.
The book is set to release July 28th of this year with writing style very similar to all other Dr. Seuss favorites. The manuscript was found with illustrations already drawn with characters that will surely harken back to many a childhood. And that's all the time we have for TCTV News tonight. I'm Colin Vitale.
And I'm Liz Carlson. Until next time, Tomcats.
You've been watching TCTV News, your only source for news and entertainment on campus.